What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Friday night, another Comic Book Invest Hot 10 list. This is going to be a doozy. Don't worry, this isn't crazy with Disney stuff because the Disney stuff had to fall on the day of the Hot 10. Like, can't expect that to happen. It's still a good show, trust me. All right, everybody. I mean, there's a little bit mixed in, not much, but I think you got to give everybody a week to figure out what's going on. People are going crazy over, and there's a little bit of books in here, but I think those are kind of easy plays. We'll hear more over the next couple days. I'm sure every show on the world is going to talk about it like they should, and we'll dig into it next week. But big shout out to everybody that's joining us live in the chat. We have got the one and only Ben S., writer of the Hot 10 list. Make sure to check that out every week, every Friday on comicbookinvest.com. We're going to have people just jumping in and out, and we've got, of course, Dollar hanging out with us. Richie's in the house. We got Tony Blue Green Artifacts with us, and look who just shows up. Just shows up out of nowhere. Been hanging since 11 a.m. Lucas, what up, brother? Drunken Chat family. And yeah, we're going to get into the list. Shout out to Mel V, who's saying he misses everybody.
Oh,
so,
he's gonna be super jealous that Lucas is here.
I know, right? Lucas is
miss you too, buddy. Miss you too.
So, all right, we have a lot of fun stuff to talk about. I want to remind everybody to give a sub if you're not already subbed. Hit that like button. We've got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. First thing I do want to talk about, though. It is that week that where we thank all those veterans, including some who are around tonight, and some that we talk about. I talk about on all the shows I'm on. If you are a veteran, I know sometimes it sucks having to say you're a veteran, but to people who are not veterans, we appreciate that, so we can thank you. So thank you to all those veterans out there. I want to shout out Big Leg, who has been putting together something pretty epic ever since his charity whatnot sale that he did the other day out of nowhere. And it's kind of turned into something really cool. So I want to remind everybody to keep an eye on the all the social medias and all the apps, and make sure to follow Big Leg. I think it's the 30th. It looks like we're going to be putting something together around the 30th. A lot of people are going to be involved. They're either going to give their time, their books, their money, whatever. And it's going to be very, very cool. So just keep your eye on that, and shout out to Big Leg. Make sure to follow him on Whatnot. Follow all these guys on Whatnot. It's a great place to buy and sell books. More often buy right now. We talk about that a lot, but we're not going to turn this into a Whatnot advertisement. We are going to do the Comic Book Invest Hot 10 list. But before we get into the Hot 10 list, we talk about the Almost 10. The Almost 10 are a lot of people's favorite part of the show, which I agree. It's my favorite part of the show every week. And they're just books that Ben kind of goes, hey, did you know about this? I knew about it. Maybe I didn't know about it. Maybe I just heard about it. It's kind of cool. I want you to check it out. So that's what we're going to get into first. And let's go ahead and do that. So the first book on the Whatnot, what do you call it? Almost 10 list.
Did you call it the what? Did you call it the whatnot?
I did. I did. Sorry.
Whatnot on the brain, brother.
Whatnot's on the brain, man. Well, I'm trying to stall here for Richie because this book is a book that Richie is talking about. This is the for the Almost 10 list. The Order number 8, a really weird book that when I first saw it on here, I was like, what is going on here? And this is a character that people are talking about right now. And that character being Zeke Stane. I guess some type of relation to Obadiah Stane. This is
He's from Alabama.
What's that?
He's from Alabama.
He's from Alabama,
Tennessee.
Tennessee. I don't know.
The name for Obadiah. Got
so yeah, Ezekiel Stane, you got it. Everett Bryant said it. So this is from what Richie was talking about earlier. is the character's first appearance. It's not his first appearance when he takes on a suit or anything that comes on later down the line, but this is the first appearance of Zeke Stane in the comics, and people are starting to buy it. And what's it selling for right now, Ben?
It's kind of all over the place. There were some that were like $5, some were like $40. So kind of, I will say that I have never once thought to look for the order in any back issue bin ever. I didn't even know this title existed. It is a Matt Fraction book, so that is nice. So it's probably a good story, and this is, I think, might be the last issue. So I would assume that the print run is probably pretty low on it. But
what year did this book come out?
This came out. Hold on here.
Looking at the logo, that looks like maybe
2008.
2008.
Yeah. So this is volume 2 of the order. Let's see here.
Oh, there was a volume 1.
There was a volume 1. Yeah. So yeah, that was the order number 8 first appearances. Matt Fraction, as you said, I think that's writing it, which could be interesting to see what comes down the line. But I don't even know what the order is about. Do you guys?
Nope.
I don't. I know
No
Richie
clue.
obviously had a little more backstory behind it. Did Richie say if there was something that led to this speculation on this character, or is this just pure speculation right now?
I don't know what the spec is on the character right now.
If anybody in the chat has any idea about this character, that would be.
Now that's issue number what?
8 of volume 2.
Oh, volume 2. Okay. Let's see. Let's go through.
The only puzzle pieces I can put together is I mean, Armor Wars
there we
on
go.
the horizon.
So what's going on? Do you know what's going on with the order, Richie?
Sorry, you guys sounded like real slow. It's like, wow.
We're totally messing with you. And
well,
you fell for it.
You guys were all laughing, and I'm like, dude, these guys are totally pulling a joke on me. Oh, it's funny. I love this cover because it looks like it's like nostalgia to me. When the first band I was in that we recorded a full length, it's almost identical color to this cover. So just had to add that in there. Okay, so Ezekiel, this is no question. There's no argument, no debate. This is his first appearance. But the only thing I could think of, like I was talking to the guys backstage about this real quick, that I could compare it to would be like first appearance of Eddie Brock versus Venom. First appearance of Norman Osborn versus the Green Goblin. You see everyone getting at first appearance of Jenica before she becomes a turtle. So it could be one or the other. Which one would you rather have? And it's market, choice. Some of the books go one way, some of the books go another way, because he does not become his, evil self with his costume and the whole bit until later issues. But he is all but confirmed for Armor Wars. This was a update about 40 months ago on the spec deck on the app. And these books were selling. They weren't even selling, and they were all over online retailers for under cover price. And then they all sold out. I did a little bit of deep dive, and then he has and I actually did a lot of reading, and he actually has a pretty decent long arc with Tony Stark and a few other characters that are coming. So he's definitely an Armor Wars character.
Okay. That makes sense.
It says here the order. So for the first issue, they are a group of LA-based superheroes who can be fired at any point along the way, and if they survive for a whole year, they'll face mandatory retirement. If you had 1 year to save the world, what would you do? So it's kind of a cool play on like Battle Royale type, Suicide Squad type team that only has a year active.
Yeah, that's
year.
the order.
Yeah.
That's the order. But Ezekiel is the target, I believe, and he's I forgot his last name, Ezekiel, whatever.
Stane.
Stane. Yeah, he's the one that is supposed to be in Armor Wars. An inside source reached out to whoever who reached out to the app, and he put it on the spec deck, and books started selling out. And I was just right in the middle of summer, and it was based on Armor Wars.
Shout out to Cover Lover Comics, who says, "Son of Obadiah Stane, Iron Man 1, Jeff Bridges kid, dump it, dirty flippers." Amen.
Yes. Jeff
Amen.
Bridges' kid. He's right about that. But Jeff Bridges in Iron Man 1, that's his kid, because he talks about a lot about that, about what in the comic, how Tony did his dad dirty and so on and so forth. So yeah, and then later when he gets his suit looks similar to his dad's in Iron Man 1. You know, that big bulky suit, and then he has a first cover appearance, which is it's in the Iron Man volume that is after the Order, and I think it's like issue number 5, I believe, and he's on there with a woman, and then he has a bald head. So if you saw the cover, you'd recognize it.
All right. Well, I agree with what most people are saying. If you have a book or have a couple of these, throw them up, because it sounds like another one of those Suicide Squad characters that we're never going to see again. All right. On to the next Almost 10. And this is another killer cover, Moon Knight, number 190. This is seeing about $15 to $20 raw right now.
Yes.
What's going on with this?
I'm going to be 100% honest this week. Some of these books I have no clue about.
You're just like, what is going on here?
I'm seeing, yeah, it's like I'm seeing some of this stuff, and I honestly had no time to research some of this stuff, and it is what it is.
This is the Sun King arc, right? And
yes,
who said that is it Lucas or Richie?
Lucas could go ahead if he said.
No, I ain't got shit on this one.
I actually added this to Spec 10. It was more of a long short play. I added it because we kind of agreed on a certain thing, but there's also a second appearance in here, and I think that's what people are kind of. It's a combination. But the first one I want to talk about is that the first appearance of the Sun King, which is a few issues before. He's like on a building and he's like walking away, and you can only see his back, and he's from far away. So some people were debating if that's a first cover appearance, and then this is the first time that he's actually on full display in the cover, up close or whatever. I don't know. So a lot of people are calling this a first cover appearance of Sun King. I don't know. This book was like $3 when we were talking about it. There's also a second appearance in here in the Guts, full Guts. It's a daughter of a character that is supposed to be in Moon Knight. So I have it somewhere, but it's not in front of me. But yeah, there's a second appearance in here. The daughter, her name starts with a D. Forgot her name, but
so I'm
supposed to be pretty important.
I'm doing research on the fly.
Okay, cool.
The daughter's name is Dietrice. Dietrice. Mm-hmm. And supposedly she's the daughter of Mark Spector.
Yes.
So yeah, this is fandom has this as their first appearance. So
I like this book too. I like the cover. I didn't care if it about.
I like the Marvel Legacy time period.
Yeah, that's cool too. Me too. Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
All right. Next Almost 10 book. This is a weird one. I don't understand what's going on with this, but this is Last Witch number 1. Is this like a Kickstarter book? What's going on? Boombox book here. All right. So this has been selling, I guess, quite a bit. $30 plus right now in the secondary market.
Yeah, I don't know if this was a store variant. I think this might be like it's either a store variant or a Kickstarter or something. I don't know. It's a Chrissy Zullo cover, and she has a lot of these with these big-eyed, kind of cartoonish looking characters. I don't really know how. I mean, you can kind of tell what her stuff is. I actually kind of like it, but this was just kind of, I'd never even heard of this book, and so I thought it was just kind of interesting because it was way different than a lot of stuff that we touch on. So I thought, this is pretty interesting. I'll throw this on here.
So it's like an Irish folktale type thing. Sounds like it. We'll see what's going on here.
Yeah, I would say Boom's doing a lot of really good things in general. And I think a lot of their number 1 issues for a lot of different series are doing really well. And they pick up at weird times, and the print runs on these things are just really, really low. Okay, so 00 says it's a. Oh well, I'm not gonna say it because I don't I don't promote stores or anything like that, or who comes out with these stores. But it apparently was a store exclusive.
So just so everybody knows, there is a 1 in 25 Momoko of that's out there.
Nice, very nice.
Interesting.
Yeah. And Boom
and
is really pushing their kid stuff. I mean, they did get it. It kind of went under the radar in the spec world, but that what is it called? They got a show on Disney Plus, the Beyond show, the one by the R.L. Stine, Just Beyond, something like that. It just released like a month ago or so, and it was a graphic novel. But anyways, it just stating that Boombox is definitely pushing their kid properties to hit the screen here and there. So
Yeah.
Don't sleep on these.
Shout out to Chad Gave for the $10 super chat. Appreciate that, brother. All right. Let's see here. From a Clay's conditioner. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. That's weird. I don't know why they're not allowing messages with the super chats. YouTube's been acting really weird lately, guys. They've got some new things that they're testing, I think, that are messing up some stuff. So just a heads up. I don't know what's going on with YouTube lately, but hopefully they'll figure it out.
You got one
right.
too many brothers on the show. That's what's happening, man.
All right, here we go. On to the next one. This is an interesting Perillo cover. I guess these, John Carter, Warlord of Mars, #1. This is the Perillo. Is this a ratio variant?
I don't know. I'm not even sure it's a variant. It may just be the A cover. I'm not even 100% sure on that. I know Dynamite did especially this was like a few years ago probably, but I mean they put out the covers for sure. So it's hard to tell what is an A, B, C, D, Q, L. I mean whatever. I mean they all, who knows.
Drunken Chat. I agree with you, Mel. I agree with you. I agree very much so. But they're not. That is definitely a seashell. It's definitely a seashell.
So there's no areola there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I this one kind of shocked me. This one's selling for like $90 plus.
What?
Yeah. And then I started like kind of looking at like other Warlord of Mars Perillo covers, and holy crap, some of them are selling for like over $100. And they're just like either A or B covers. They're not incentives. They're nothing. So
Wow.
I know a lot of people like completely ignore these books, but
Totally.
I would not say anything from the new series. Ignore those because there's 48,000 covers. But these from whatever series this is probably from like 2016, 2017, something like that.
Sure.
Anything from that range, do not pass these up.
This is from 2014.
Okay, I got you. Okay, here we go. Retailer who maintains or increase their initial orders may order unlimited quantities of Carter Warlord rare Perillo exotic variant at $2 net. So it doesn't necessarily say anything about
ratios.
About ratio. It just says that
it's an order all you want at $2.
Right. See, let's see. Once again, and when did it come out? It came out in November. So, as a retailer, I always look at like, hey, when does the thing actually come out? So November, December, money stocks kind of run low. So retailers kind of start to cut back because customers don't have money. So as far as who ordered it, there may not be that many around. That's why that probably went up. As far as like all the different, yes, Dynamite, they're putting out too many covers. They're like 23 to 25. Like I'm talking about the last Vampirilla, the NYX. There's too many. So that's why if you're going to order any of these, go for the limited edition joints, right? And they are expensive, but at least you don't have to worry about no ratios and everything. So it'll be like $50 or $100. Make sure you talk to your retailer and get them down to the nuts and bolts, because you could probably get those for like around 30, or the ones that are for 100 for like $80, because that's really right around what it costs most of those guys most of the time. Or if they won't play, hey, come talk to her brother.
Yeah,
I'll hook you guys up.
That's pretty.
The Pereil covers
Yeah,
from
it's
that
pretty.
time
Okay.
period.
What's the pretty part about it? Tell me.
Just
You
the way
like the
he
color
does the
palette?
sheet, the ripples and the sheet in the
Oh,
background. It's
bullshit.
beautiful.
You want to be inside that painting right now. No bullshit. You told me.
It's about every Pereil variant, right?
Dynamite doesn't get a lot of respect in the spec world, at least. Well,
Their covers
aside
do.
from the niche collectors,
Right.
But in the last few months, they signed. They must have signed a deal with Rose Besh. She's bringing some attention. I mean, she's got some very interesting covers. One just came out this week.
That
She's
all
got a
were
bunch more
damaged.
coming up with Sheena. So who knows? Maybe Dynamite will get a little more mainstream now.
Yeah.
Did you
All
guys
right.
notice that what Solo Wookie said?
What did he say?
There's a dude's underneath that sheet.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that is a dude's face underneath that sheet.
I think she obviously just killed him. But
yeah, hell yeah.
She stabbed him in the head, the heart, and then she stabbed him in the dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's 3 different stab marks.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Yeah, for those, I would love to know all the people in the chat that ordered the NYX variant, and if they got one, did they get one that wasn't damaged? Because I saw most of them were damaged. It seemed like so.
Right. So the ones that I got today, they were not damaged. They were pretty good. But
that was one of those color ones.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sold out.
I know you are
sold out. But I will tell you this: I think UPS was kind of pissed off at that because the way they threw those things at my location, it was all jacked up. The dudes did not want to work that hard on a freaking Friday, and I'll go into that what's going on with that situation on Drunk Chat, man. Yeah, definitely freaking take a peek at what if you're picky, definitely take a peek at those back ends and those corners.
Yep. All right, next Almost 10. This is another weird one that I have never seen before, but if I saw it, I'd probably buy it. Tyrant number 4. This looks like a Stephen Bissett type. Is that who this is? Looks like it. A Bissett cover or Bissett comic. What's going on with this, Ben?
Again, this is another book that I've never heard of. It is a weird cover for sure. But it is selling for $50. So
yeah, it's Stephen Bissett. Shout out, or Steve Bissett. Shout out to he's a horror artist, really badass horror artist from back in the day. Steve Bissett. I think I have him signed on some. What was it? Gore Shriek. I think he did some Gore Shriek stuff back in the day. Anyways, it says here, Tyrant is a comic book series published by Spider Baby Graphics about a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So he's the main character, and written by Steve Bissett. 4 issues published in the mid 90s, and yeah, so there you go. Comic book is focused on T-Rex struggle to survive from even before it emerges from the shell, and it was nominated for a Best New Series in '95, but probably a pretty rare book from the looks of it.
This is Mel spec with his dinosaurs, right?
Yep, this is why we put it on here.
It's a dope cover, though.
Yeah, it's a creepy one, that's for sure.
The dinosaur looks like it's crying.
It looks like a chicken, and that's just like a little small man, doesn't it? The beak.
Well, that's what isn't that what Mel said they all are? They're all like chickens and birds. That's all they are.
Yeah.
That's what the magic's for.
Steve Bissett. I want to show you guys some of Steve Bissett's stuff just because of how badass he is. So he did a lot of work, I think, on Swamp Thing, right? Wasn't he with Swamp Thing at the same time? Let me see here. Yeah, this is cool. So yeah, he was Swamp Thing. Here's some of his Swamp Thing stuff. You guys can see I like his he's really like creepy. Here's the Gore Shriek stuff. Obviously, this is I think he did this cover on Gore Shriek. This is the famous Greg Capullo first work, not the cover. It's inside. So I think Bissett did the first cover. I think this was his book too, if I remember correctly. If there's anybody in the chat that knows what I'm talking about, but yeah, very cool. Cool artist that probably doesn't get enough love out there for his work. and this is a weird one. All right, next book. This is a really cool one. This is the last almost 10. This is something that I wish I would have known about before we talked about. Ex Machina number 50. This is a this is a Jim Lee 1 in 10 variant. And I love the Ex Machina series. I pick them up whenever I see them, especially those early issues. But yeah, this is an interesting one, and it is 50 the final issue. Yeah, it's the final issue. So there you go, final issue of the series with a 1 in 10 variant.
Yeah, there were several of either these Wildstorm, Vertigo, that the last issues back in the when was that, like late 90s, something like that, early 2000s, that had these 1 in 10s that were kind of attached to them, like the what's that one with the antler kid that just had a TV show?
Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth. Yeah, the Sweet Tooth. The last issue had a 1 in 10 variant to it that most people didn't even know existed. Yeah,
It
so
does look like Tony Hinchcliffe trace, 100%. By the way, if you guys don't know about Tony Hinchcliffe, just go watch Kill Tony on YouTube.
Now, Ex Machina was that was optioned at one point, right? I don't know if it still is, or
Let me
if it's
take a
just,
look.
or if it's just still what, right? I mean, because
I
like
think it's in development, right? That's the last update I've gotten.
yeah, I can't remember. I know that number
Yeah.
one does well. It sells well, even as like a 9.8, so it sells well. But I didn't realize that Jim Lee did a cover on this.
So the Hollywood Reporter reported on it in 2020, January of 2020, that it's heading the big screen with Seberg writers. Ex Machina, the sci-fi comic book written by Brian K. Vaughan, is heading the big screen. Anna Waterhouse and Joe Shrapnel, who wrote the recent Christian Stewart drama Seberg, have been tapped to pen the adaptation. Legendary Entertainment. So that's cool. We'll see if anything happens with it.
I'm usually not a fan of sketch covers, but the way they do the gradient color in the back, it looks kind of cool. I like it.
Yeah, that's pretty
Stane,
cool. I
Tony.
didn't know Oscar Isaac was part of the process. He's producing and starring. That's awesome.
Mark looked really happy in his avatar.
Yeah, he does. Let me find that again. Where is that? Great avatar. Great avatar. All right, let's get into the list. But before we do, I want to remind everybody, Mighty Mel V channel immediately following this for Drunken Chat, son. What's going on there tonight, Lucas? Just hijinks like normal?
Well, we got Dennis coming through. Normal hijinks with Blind Adam. I'm going to try and keep him from talking too much about porn. You know how it is. And it was slim pickings as far as news. There's and everything. A lot of FOC stuff and new release stuff, but I don't think we're going to go too long tonight because unfortunately Mel can't make it. Ultra can't freaking make it, and I've got a card show in the morning. But we're going to try and keep it entertaining as always, man. So if y'all would like to freaking hang with me and my drunk ass, freaking come on over.
There we go. So also remember, everybody, to check out cardstopper.com and Comic Barricade. Use the code word Flipside to get 10% off your order. Score yourself some of those XLs, man. Trust me. All right, on to the rest of the list. The honorable mention, the Golden Age honorable mention tonight. This is one that's pretty interesting. Modern Love number 6, 9.2, sold this week for $9,000.
Jesus.
Wow. Yeah. I love the prose that they are, the like the word bubbles on these old. I mean, there is like an entire. It's like an entire issue of dialogue in that one word bubble. But yeah, so like if you like read it, so she basically is saying that her husband she thought was dead and now he's not, and it reminded me of Castaway, but for whatever reason. But $9,000 was insane for that 9.2, because it just sold like 2 years ago for like 2,500. So that's quite a jump.
Yeah.
But was there anything interesting that happened inside the stories, or this is just a cover grab?
Al Feldstein cover.
It's a Feldstein cover, and I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of these. I don't know the trick to these romance books. I know there's like pre-code horror. I mean, you can kind of figure it out if it's got red dress, if it's got a decapitation, if it's got a skull. Those are always big. But on
This
these,
is one of those scenarios like in porn, man. Like, oh man, yeah, I thought my husband was dead, but I'm still freaking kicking it with you, or the freaking stepbrother, he freaking comes in on mom and everything. This is one of those, what I mean, it's kind of low key skeevy to me, man. But hey, y'all go ahead and kick it with the $9,000.
dude looks really unhappy that he's going to lose his girl, but he's got that stethoscope around his neck. Maybe he's going to go kill that guy. I don't know. I mean,
Stories by
dun,
Gardner
dun.
Fox, Al Feldstein, art by Wally Wood. So I think just some of these. It says here, it was EC's entry into the romance comic genre in the early Bill Gaines years. So there you go. So
yeah. So Cool Comic Guy said these books are for girls at the time. Yes, they were
100%.
trying to get females to read, and so they came out with these romance because that's what they thought that. And they're all like, if you look at like all the covers, they're like all kind of like the same.
Yes.
I mean, they're
very similar.
Yeah, it's like a forlorn, female, and she's had something distressful with her boyfriend or
there's always like three people, at least three people. They like always form like the triangle on the cover on most of them.
It's very strange.
Yeah. All right, on to the next honorable mention, number 11, and this is a little bit on the news that we're going to get some more Marvel zombie stuff. Like I said, we're not getting too deep into the Disney stuff, but one of the ones that we're going to start seeing and hearing more about is Marvel Zombies, which I know people are really happy about for Flipside, because we never talk about Marvel Zombies over here, at least I don't. So we're going to be talking even more about them. So there you go.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys, I mean, we won't talk too much about the Disney stuff, but I think the Disney in general, I was expecting more. I think it was a little bit disappointing. I think most people probably think it was a little disappointing. But I think a couple of the things that they confirmed that I think we kind of knew. I think pretty much everybody kind of assumed that there would be more Marvel Zombie stuff. So it's not like it's shocking or anything like that. But every time I see this cover, it's ridiculous. It's just a ridiculous cover. It is so creepy.
Yeah.
And the more you look at it, it's creepier.
Well, and remember all those second print, third print, fourth print on the number ones, man, that are just, I mean, even more collectible. Like they did the variants in the second printing and third printings perfect for Marvel Zombies. I think maybe that might be one of the places where they really started that second, third, fourth print variant cover thing, different cover. I don't remember them really doing it that big until they did it with Marvel Zombie, right?
Maybe. I mean, I think they did. Well, they did it a little bit in ASM. I don't know if those came out. Those probably came out before Marvel Zombies. Like,
are you talking about the Camelot record ones?
Well, no, I was more talking about like the second prints with like anti-venom and like anti-venom and those where they had like different covers or whatever. But for the second prints, but I was. This is selling for like 150, by the way, and 9/8 are like pushing like 400 or 500. So I mean, it's a lot
really?
for. I mean, I think I saw a couple people in the chat are like, I've had like 10 copies of this thing.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I think a lot of people had a lot of copies of this, and
yeah,
if you still have them, hey, you're sitting on a lot of cash.
Well, as a matter of fact, I actually just pulled out a shit ton of these books to throw in a whatnot sale. So there we go. I will have some available soon. And the reason why I'm getting rid of them is because my love affair with Arthur Sidem is over. So just get rid of these damn things. It's been over for a while.
His covers, man, they're incredible. They're really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you do, but I know you do, but I mean, but they're really, really good. And
yeah, I still got to buy his Evil Ernie Nirvana cover now. Like I can't stand the guy, but I'm still buying his art because it's so damn good. So 150, you said, for that first print?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not their first appearance, right? Isn't it in FF20? Ultimate FF22?
21.
Oh, 21? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I was looking at even like the Marvel, like some of the other Marvel Zombies books were doing well this afternoon. So, after whatever they confirmed that, I guess they would have their own show or whatever.
Take a look at that.
Yeah, there's a lot of variant covers to pick from, even outside of this run. They revive it about once a year to do some sort of zombie covers.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
never liked
they
it when
do.
they started doing the non-Sidem ones. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Here's all right. Let's look at some prices just on Marvel Zombies. So that's a pretty good buy right there. The 21 and the variant for $40.
Yeah, I mean VF Plus. Those were because they were stuck in the Ultimate Fantastic Four. I mean, it's like those things were just sitting in
those
back
were the
issue bins.
yeah. Those were the only ones worth the buy. But I mean, even like the Marvel Spotlight one is people really slept on. It's a tough one to find. Yeah, you can even throw any of the ones up. These ones, I like these ones too. The second print of Marvel.
Yeah.
These
I
ones are
agree.
tough to find. Yeah.
Wouldn't it really be cool though if they actually did a live action
Yes.
Oh,
zombie?
that would be sick.
Amazing. Yeah. Any of the Sidem ones really sell well. So there you go, you guys. I really like the Army of the Ash, Marvel Zombies versus Army of Darkness. I think those are really fun too. They did really good on those. There was also some in the Fantastic Four run and the Black Panther run, right? That people are sleeping on also. That Sidem did for second print variants and whatnot. But there you go, they're $100. Yeah, they are selling. They will be selling for a while.
Those were all today. All those sales
Yep.
for all those zombie books were all today.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Let's get into number 10 this week. And this is another book that's been on the list a lot lately. This is the Agatha Harkness first appearance.
Nice.
Fantastic Four number 94. And we knew that the Agatha Harkness series was coming. We just got a little teaser image of it right at Disney's.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever technically confirmed. I think even when they were asking Catherine Hahn, she was like, "Oh yeah, I would like to do it, but nothing's set in stone or whatever." But then today it was like officially confirmed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. I love that character. I've always said that. I think Catherine Hahn just killed it in that character. She needs her own series, so hopefully it'll be as good as she, that same type of vibe that it was on Scarlet and
Yeah,
Visions.
I'm really curious how they're going to do it. If it's going to be a continuation of her stuck in that loop that Scarlet Witch put her in, or if it's going to be more like an origin, backstory type
that would
show.
be great. It would be great because
Yeah.
look, I mean, during the whole Wanda universe, there were so many witches that were in that little town. They need to explain that. They need to talk to that. Yeah, I mean, between Polaris and all those other, they need to explain that. They need to explain what's up with those gods that were just hanging out there. There's all types of stuff that was just randomly popping up there. Plus her connection to the Fantastic Four, plus her connection to Wolverine, that was popped up within the last 3 years. Like she is the grandmother of Wolverine's daughter or something like that. I think people forget that little freaking inkling in there. So there's so many things that once they get her going, that they could actually freaking just rein it in if we can start locking the stuff up.
I kind of like to see what Cover Lover just posted, just wrote in chat, in some sort of anthology. I think this series and the time that this series is coming out, it's going to be a great launching off point for a lot of other horror characters if they chose to do it that way. I mean, nothing against Agatha. Not that she can't hold a series by herself, but we're right on the edge of that realm. We got Blade coming up. Supposedly even Black Knight has something to do with the horror realm here. This could be a good place to see some of these, Hellstrom, Satana, whatever, Gargoyle.
Yep. I love it all. I'm cool with it. I hope they do go that anthology horror route. And like Dennis at Wonderworld said, it could also be her raising the twins, right? So maybe we're gonna be seeing that Vision, Scarlet Witch and Vision number 12 book back on this list at some point here because of this series coming out. All right, what is this selling for right now?
Let's see here. There was an $1,100 9.0 sale, which is an all-time high by a lot. And there was a bunch of sales. Again, when it comes to like Silver Age, Copper, it's difficult to track raw sales because grading is all over the place, and I frankly don't have the time to sit there and go and look at 48 pictures of a Silver Age book to see if it literally is VG or VG plus. So I'm looking most of the time at graded sales just because it's easier to search. But
yeah,
that's a big it's a big dollar for this. I mean, that's a lot for this character that for forever was nothing up until that show.
It's amazing what a great actor and a great storyline will do to a book. I mean, I was thinking about this the other day with all the stuff that's getting ready to come out, before the Disney stuff, just thinking how many books are going to rise so quickly in price over the next couple of weeks based on small bits of information for a TV character or a movie character. I mean, it's really amazing.
On the modern side of this one, I really like that Scarlet Witch 13, that Agatha Harkness cover from Aha.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? The red and white one. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Grab all those Aja books ASAP. All right. Here's the next book on the Hot 10 list this week. Naomi, number 1, at number 9. And there was a ton of there was a second print. There was a convention exclusive for this book too. But this book right now is getting a little love because of some news on the series, right? Is that what we're seeing? Yeah,
I would say it was from the DC fandom. They had the little clip or whatever. It's not like this thing is selling for. I mean, remember when this thing first came out, 9/8 were selling for like $500 or something crazy, which was just absurd. But then they dropped way down. They were selling for a long time selling for 100, and then they got picked up a little bit, and then they dropped again. And now, I mean, this week there was a ton of sales for 9/8 copies of this, and it's back up to 200. I would suspect that DC is probably, man, I think they're hedging a lot of their bets on this character, hoping that this is one of their, I mean, it almost has to be, right?
Yeah, big time. The
I mean,
problem
DC
is that it's on
basically
CW again.
It is. I mean, it just.
Hopefully this turns the table on the CW spec. Hopefully it does. I think they got a premiere date of like January 11th, something like that.
Yeah, it says here January 2022. So there you go. It will be produced by Ava DuVernay, which is good.
Oh, well, shit. Go ahead and sell your books now. Motherfuckers now. She is the can't do right of Hollywood, man. Sell them motherfuckers right now.
We'll see. We'll see. She's got love from some important people. Sometimes those people are,
Yeah, she's got love from Oprah. See how that
exactly.
did.
That's what I mean. Important.
See how that did her.
Who is that? I don't know. I don't even know who she is.
She's not like a novelist, right? Isn't Ava DuVernay?
She is a novelist who started doing movies, and the few projects that she's done, like a couple of successful ones that are like okay at their level for what they were paid for. But when people started giving her money for like big projects, nope.
Yeah.
Nah.
A Wrinkle in Time. ESPN commissioned DuVernay to produce and direct Venus Versus. She also directed the John Legend episode for Hello Beautiful, Interludes Live.
But she's not directing this; she's just producing this, right?
It says future projects. Let's see here. Doesn't say anything about that here. She is, produced. Expected to explore contemporary issues, social commentary that's compelling conversations. Yeah. There we
we'll
go.
see. We'll see how they translate this. She's really cool in the comics. We'll see if they just make her a cool character and not try and do whatever that generally the public is not going to go for as a whole. I think
Is
if
she
they make
is
her a good character.
Is she Colin Kaepernick's girlfriend? Isn't Colin Kaepernick dating some?
She's dating.
No-
He's dating Naomi.
I don't know, man.
No,
I will. Hey, Brian, I will say that if it's on our list, as we always say, it's kind of too late until the dip. So if you still want to get into this character, I mean, obviously number one is out of reach, and like I said, it's too late. Wait for the dip. But issue number 5 is still selling for like cover price, and I believe that's her first cover and in guts of her new costume. So if people care about that stuff, what she's going to look like CW, I think issue number 5 would be a good play.
Yeah, that's my bad. She
Look.
co-created the biography that they did on Kaepernick.
Look, let's play this for what it is, man. This is the CW trying to get back all those black listeners or black watchers that they used to have when they were the WB. Black community. We don't fuck with. After y'all got rid of the frog and all that, we have not fucked with the CW. Mm-mm. So this is them trying to get everybody back. And I don't know. Once again, having a character in there who just happens to be black but does not represent the black community well is not going to freaking do it.
What about Black Lightning?
He does not. He sucks.
But
He
his
absolutely
daughters
freaking
don't.
sucks. Yes, he
His
does. He
daughters-
absolutely freaking sucks. He may
No,
be good
not
for
him.
you.
Not him.
He
I
may be
didn't say
good for
him.
you.
I
He
said
may
his
make you
daughters.
feel good. But I don't. I don't.
daughters.
That show was not good though. I mean, we didn't hear much critical acclaim about anything on CW lately.
I've watched it. I liked it.
Is it
I
good?
thought the daughters were all. I thought it was good. I've been collecting Black Lightning for a while.
Look, the minute the dude rolled up on the dude that was getting ready to have sex with his daughter, and he didn't beat that ass. He said he had a conversation with him about soap and feet and shit. Like, nah, man, if you going to have sex with my daughter, you're going to have to beat my ass first before you freaking getting that. But we're just not having that. So, see, he didn't play it off like a black daddy would. And that after that, I
Doesn't
was like,
feel
nope.
real.
Yeah.
Nope. All right, on to number 8. This is another one of those weird books, man, that came out of nowhere.
There you go. Oops,
Yeah.
there it is.
I love volleyball.
Man,
Why
she has
Why
some
is she
freaking
digging
hops,
before the
man.
balls even freaking hit?
I don't know, man. Her hops though are insane. She's about
Yeah,
to
it's
jump right over
Chun-Li,
that
bro.
net.
That's Chun-Li, bro. Of course
I don't
she's
know
got
Look at
who
her
hops.
that is.
quads.
Is that
She
legal
looks
to
like
have your
Saquon
hand over
Barkley.
the net?
She does that upside down spin kick, bro.
Oh, how can you? They all look the same in this. I can't tell who's who.
Yeah. AOA says Cammy toe. Yeah. Cammy toe. Yeah. Listen. Hey, this is exactly. Hey now. Flame Brain Comics. Hey now. This book, I guess, selling. What's going on here?
Yeah. So, did you say that this is Street Fighter Sci-Fi Fantasy Special #1, the Gurjeet Singh variant? There's only 400 copies of it. It's selling for $80. I'm sure since it's numbered out of 400, I guess it's some stores variant or something like that.
See.
I got no clue. This is not my cup of tea, or coffee, or orange juice, or anything like that. But
Yeah. This is a weird one, man. But
it's
I know
very strange.
Street Fighter fans love their comic books. Street Fighter books sell.
True.
They do. It's their what was that series? Like the one series of like a long time ago, and it was
Udon, right?
yeah, it was like from and it was like had like holographic
Yeah.
variants or something like that.
Yeah, Joe's dueling says number 69 of 400 sells the best. I bet.
Yeah.
I bet they
Yeah.
saved that one.
Yeah, these are all like individually numbered, so it's not just out of 400. They're actual have a number associated to them. But there was actually way more store variants for this book than I would have ever expected. Like there's a bunch. Like I don't know. I don't know if Udon's just like, hey, if you want a store exclusive for $200, you can you can have one. And I think maybe that's the only thing I can think, right?
I remember the Street Fighter SI edition one. Isn't that the one that has it has a sketch cover on the top, and then you open it up and it has the regular cover inside?
I think
Something like
Lucas even has a store variant for this, right?
My mama will whoop my ass.
So, well, there you go, you guys. Yeah, rated E for excellence, as Joe's doing. Throw a thumbs up on this one, you guys. 200 live. Thanks for watching. Listen, big Disney rumors this week, or not rumors, big Disney announcement this week. We'll get into that as the week goes. Just happened today, so we don't really have too much based on that stuff. A little bit here and there. But continue to watch Tales from the Flipside channel and, of course, all the other community members' channels to get that information. Let's get on to number 7 this week. And shout out to Drunken Chat and Mighty Mel V, who definitely brought this to a lot of people's attention last week when you guys were going over, was it FOC, I think it was, or maybe the week before. And, you know, this book is a beautiful, beautiful piece of work. Beautiful piece of cover work. This is the Thing #1, a Libramejo variant, which I believe was just a regular open order, like a B cover. Is that right, Lucas?
Yes, sir. Yep. I can't believe it. They had was one other one, which was the incentive, which was crap compared to this. It was like the Super Logic one, which was just looks like a regular tattoo. But this one right here, this one should have been the 1 in 25. Come on now. That Libramejo, come on now.
It's still even selling, though. I mean, considering it's not a 1 in 25, it's still selling at a decent clip. Would you say this is selling at, Ben?
15 to 20. Yeah, I'm always curious. Like Marvel or DC, do they assign? I mean, how do they just make the determination? Hey, this is going to be the 1 in 25. If Bermeo did this one, does he get paid more if they use it as the incentive, or I mean, how does that work? Or how do they make that decision?
I think what might happen is they send some stuff out to a lot of the retailers, like some stuff that I'm not privy to, and whoever is like the most wanted, then they approach that guy and say, okay, there's a lot of retailers that want you, therefore we're going to want this, and we want it like now, and then we're gonna give you more money for that, and that becomes like the incentives, right? That's the only thing I can figure that makes any type of sense. And then they're sitting there like they're rushing. Oh, I gotta freaking do a good freaking job to get this freaking money, and then it comes out and it sucks because they freaking rushed it at the last minute because they only had like 30 days.
It would make sense to put the biggest names on the bigger incentives. You know, even if you don't know what the artwork is, you're more likely to pony up to get that cover if you know it's a whatever Momoko or whatever.
I mean, me personally, I mean, like I'm looking at this Thing cover and I'm thinking, man, if you set 6 covers in front of me and said which one do we want to incentivize the retailers to buy a whole bunch of copies, which one? I mean, why would this would be the one? Why would you not? And I wouldn't even.
A lot of companies do that.
I mean, I would have just went bypass the 1 in 25. I would have made this like a 1 in 50 or something. But like, man, if you want this cool, awesome cover that everybody's gonna want, you gotta pony up and get 50 copies of this Thing book that nobody wants to start with.
And keep the trade dress on it. Damn it.
Yeah.
Tired of virgin covers.
This thing is just incredible.
Yeah,
right?
this is definitely the best cover. I'd say cover A is the second cover. And I actually like the 1 in 25, but you know, Lucas is right. This should have been the incentive, or like Ben said, it should have been 1 in 50 or 1 in 100. But I mean, I honestly, it's the thing. I just don't see a lot of people ordering this book in the first place. But there are 2 confirmed first appearances in the guts, including Ben Grimm's love interest. So yeah, it could be a long-term play here, especially this cover.
Really good Thing covers are really, really good. You know what I mean? But there can be some really, really bad Thing covers. But when it's done well, man, it just knocks you out of your socks. So this is a good one. Very good one. All right, on to the next book this week, number 6. This is that Walmart variant pack craziness that we've seen over the last couple months. Moon Knight #3. This is the Walmart variant, is what they're calling it, I guess. I saw this on top of a lot of people's packs. I guess about a month ago is when people were starting to see this in their Walmarts. Does that sound right?
Sounds about right.
A couple weeks ago, yeah.
As a matter of fact, I remember seeing you, Tony, having a couple or grabbing at least one. I saw. And how was the condition on them? And were they all on the top?
Yeah, these variant covers that Walmart does, the variant cover is always on the top. Sometimes it's the new artwork. It seems about half and half. Half of them are new artwork for the variant cover, and half of them they just changed the color of the trade dress up at the top. This one's kind of in the middle. It's the same artwork, different color trade dress, but also, you know, the different base color on the bottom. I think the regular issue 3 has green instead of red. Is that right?
I know it's not red. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's a dope cover. I know we talked about this quite a bit on multiple shows. Now it's starting to see some more love in the secondary market. What's going on for sales?
So this one's selling by itself like 25 to 30. I would think condition is pretty. I know generally, like at my Walmarts, those packs are trash. I mean, their corners are all dinged up. I mean, I would, and this is all black, black on that spine side. I would think condition on this one would be pretty difficult, but I mean, I don't think anybody really cares about this first appearance that's in this. I mean, honestly, the only thing that makes it cool is just this, it being Moon Knight, and which, by the way, if you didn't see did you all see the teaser on the Moon Knight?
Yeah, on there, they gave a quick little second post-production shot of Oscar Isaac like running through an alley, and his eyes kind of clouding over, if I remember correctly. Is that what it was?
Yeah, and he was jumping across buildings, and you could see the moon in the background. It was actually really cool. It looked really good. It looked kind of creepy, kind of psychotic, like it should be. So hopefully that's what they go with. But that's not really what's moving this book. I think it's just more of this Walmart stuff. That again, no Walmart variant is going to be rare.
No. Condition wise, maybe
condition wise,
yeah.
High grade might be difficult, but this book is not going to be rare.
And they have very similar looks, but this is actually the new character on the cover. So this is first cover as well. He's very similar look to Moon Knight.
Oh, I didn't even realize
Hunter's
that was
Moon. Yep. Yeah, cool character. Kind of. I mean, it's a cool character, but it is kind of cheesy. It's like exactly like Moon Knight, but with a full moon, right? Like, what the hell? Anyways, all right, you guys, we're gonna take a quick 3-minute break because I want to show you guys something that's super important to me. My best friend Keith, who is my co-host over at the Bogcast, recently has started a Kickstarter, and I'm gonna show it to you guys right now.
My name's Keith Obed. I'm the writer-director of The Sound Guy.
My name is Justin Bird. I am actually the assistant director.
Hi, I'm Scott Levesque. I'm director of photography on The Sound Guy.
My name is Cliff. I play Cliff in The Sound Guy.
My name's Rich Formey. I play the character Mo.
We're a group of actors, musicians, and filmmakers coming together and joining forces to make the best damn stoner comedy we possibly can.
I really couldn't believe it, actually. I thought this must be a joke. This couldn't be a real project that's happening. Because I'm a sound guy in my real life. There couldn't be a role more right for me. And then after working with Keith, I've found even more so that the character just feels written for me somehow, even though Keith and I don't know each other prior to this project.
This is an Arizona film, all Arizona actors and crew. Music is originally scored by Arizona artists.
Where we are now, halfway through production, it's the thing I live for most on film sets, is being able to see something from concept to completion. To be able to have a crazy idea and be able to fight nature to capture that moment in time, and basically in a place that doesn't exist. It takes a lot of effort, time, and money. And that's where you can come in.
We're doing a four-day block of shooting in here in December, and where we're doing a concert scene in here. Bobby Buttrock, the 80s god of butt rock, is going to be in here doing a show. So this place is going to be crawling with 80s broads.
The thing that sucks about making films is it requires a lot of money. There's all kinds of moving parts that come together to make one cohesive piece of art. The best way that you can help is by financially backing the project. And by doing so,
You can get rewards, such as a shout out on social media.
A poster signed by cast and crew.
Get a spot as an extra in the scene in here that we're shooting.
An invite to the premiere, or even an executive producer's credit.
$1,000 donation will get you an executive producer credit. So
Yes.
you'll be not only helping out a really cool local Arizona project get off the ground, but you'll also be credited as like you're some kind of a badass that's really involved with stuff. So
we strongly believe in this project. And once we are done, it's going to double as first a pilot, which will be pitched to all the major networks, and also a short film, which can be presented in all the film festivals in 2022.
Almost like, I don't have children, but it's like having a child and seeing it grow, So it means a lot to me. It means a lot to the crew.
My favorite fart
I just did that.
of the filming process was smelling this guy's farts.
no prop guns over here.
Yeah, no problem.
Is that really bad to talk about?
So thanks, you guys. If you got a chance, I dropped the link in the chat. I'll also put it in the description. Go check it out. They're about, I guess, 30%, a little less than 30% of their goal. They've got till November 27th. So if you guys are into this type of stuff, helping a local actors and filmmaking, independent filmmaking, check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's get back into it.
I wanted to say, Mr. Levesque doesn't know how to say his last name. He has an S, so he needs to pronounce the S. It's not. It's not. He said Levesque. It should be Levesque.
Yeah, I had the same problem, bro. But I trust me, man. I went through that with him. It's Levesque. I know, man.
He doesn't know how to say his own name.
All right, on to number 5, you guys. Deadpool, Black, White, and Blood, number 4. Another book. Shout out to Mighty Mel V. How many of these did he try to get, Lucas?
He tried to. Well, God bless Mel, man. Freaking, he knows what he likes and everything, but the follow through, of doing the ad and then like actually sending me like a follow up. Hey, send me the invoice. It's kind of lacking. So, hey, just, so and even when you send him the invoice, he forgets to, to get it all done. But no, so I know he's going to get some, but he's just not going to get it through the poll box, unfortunately. So,
well, this is a 1 in 25. That is a gorgeous
tentacle porn.
Yeah, tentacle porn. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it almost has that Japanese type. What is that art style, that traditional art style that I know Tony knows about? Almost kind of reminds me of.
Damn, Tony, he just outed you. Damn.
Yeah. So a lot of people loving this book right now. It reminds me of just almost like tattoo art too, in a way. So pretty cool book. What's it selling for on the secondary market right now?
So like a lot of these variants that people think are gonna, they're gonna be hot or whatever the week of release, that they're already selling for double ratio before they even actually come out, and the day of. This one, the day of, was only selling for right at ratio. It's only selling for like $25 or $26 or whatever. But the last 2 days, it has progressively gone up, and is now like 50 to 60. And there was literally only like 3 or 4 available on eBay. So there can't be that many. I mean, this is the last issue of this miniseries. Is that right, Lucas?
I'm not sure whether it is or not. I can definitely look that up.
I think it might be the last issue of this. So it's a number 4, 1 in 25, and an offshoot Deadpool title. Probably not huge on the orders on that, but wasn't number 3 the 1 in 25 for number 3? Wasn't that a really good one that made the hot 10 as well?
Sakai, wasn't there a Sakai variant too?
Was it the Sakai?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
more of the guts that made this thing create a snowball effect, so to speak. There was there's a first appearance in there. The actual character's first appearance was in a manga book. Sakura Spider. I believe,
you got it.
it's a Sakura Spider. So the only thing I could compare this to is ASM number 9 in 2014, Supeda Man. Supeda Man is going to be Into the Spider-Verse 2. That's the Japanese Spider-Man. His first appearance was in, I believe, either manga books or Marvel Japanese comics. So that would be his first appearance in U.S. Marvel comics. This is his or her first appearance in U.S. Marvel comics as well. So that's what made this thing go, because cover A and cover B are actually really good covers too, and those were not sold out. And then I checked about 11 p.m. On Wednesday at Midtown. They're all sold out. I went to my comic shop. They're all sold out. And then I was like, oh, here we go, baby. Here we go. And then next thing you know, the 1 in 25 is starting to skyrocket.
Yeah, Richie, or any of you guys, have you guys noticed that the Black, White, and Blood, that all those series have a little heat behind them? I know I've had
because they've got a lot of good
Whatnot
covers.
Sales, you know, you get people coming through Whatnot sales and they say, hey, do you have any whatever Superman? You got any Gambit? I've had a few requests for just, hey, do you have any Black, White, and Blood tonight? Like, no, not really.
The initial advertisement by Marvel and previews, because I think the first one was Wolverine, Black, White, and Blood, and it was supposed to be a retcon of all these famous stories, each issue of past, Marvel Comics Presents, Wolverine stories. And then the next one came out, and the next one came out, and it's supposed to be similar. And then all of a sudden, they brought in these crazy artists and doing these crazy covers on top of it. And I guarantee you, I can't guarantee it, but I'm willing to bet that the print runs on these are pretty damn low.
Yeah, the covers are nice, though.
All the covers are dope.
Yep, and that was the last issue of the Deadpool. Now the next one is going to be the Elektra, which is fire.
Elektra, nice.
Nobody's going to freaking sleep on that one. Nobody's sleeping on those Elektra covers. Those are too damn fine for anybody to sleep on.
Nice.
Can't wait for a Squirrel Girl, Black, White, and Blood.
That'll probably be 20 years down the line.
This cover right here is gorgeous, man. Absolutely beautiful. So, yeah, you're right. A lot of great covers on the Deadpool Black, White, and Blood series, and a lot of great covers on all the Black, White, and Blood series. Oh, very cool.
Look at the cover A for number 4. That, to me, that's like the best cover of them all.
Oh, yeah, it's good, too.
Yeah, but this 1 in 25, there's no, the cover's great, and plus you got Inguts, so,
Yeah, they've all been great. You're right. Great series to pick up all of them. All right, so that is number 5 this week. Deadpool, Black, White, and Blood. Number 4, the 1 in 25 variant. All right, and how much did we say these were going for again?
50 to 60 now.
Not bad.
I don't know. I don't know what they are as of today. There, like I said, there was only a couple on there, and I think one of them, maybe both of them, were at auction. So they may be even going higher than that.
Yeah, Manny, the comic collector, says, I kid you not, guys. Yesterday I had that Deadpool 1 in 25 in my hands, priced at $24.99. I looked through it, saw a new character, and I still put it back on the rack. I have a budget, and I never go over it. Yeah, I don't blame you, man.
Well, I'm all for that.
Yep.
I'm all for that. You can't lose out on money that's still in your pocket at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Spend on something else, some bills. I'm all for that. God bless you.
On to number 4 this week. Another movie or book that we're getting some news about with the whole Disney stuff. I imagine we're starting to get more news maybe on the Doctor Strange Shumagorath stuff. Is that what we're getting here with the number 4 pick, Marvel premiere number 10? I imagine that's what we're hearing, right, guys?
So there was a puzzle that was released, a Doctor Strange puzzle, and on the box of the puzzle, for, I guess it's probably to somehow either tie into Doctor Strange 2 or whatever, is Doctor Strange fighting Shumagorath. So I think people, like they do with, like, oh, look at the action figures, they have to be in that movie, or hey, there's a Funko of that, from that series, so there has to be. it doesn't always mean that, because I've seen them kind of put like red herrings in there on some of those, figures and stuff. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a weird puzzle, right? I mean, having Doctor Strange fighting a giant eye. Yeah, there it is, right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of weird, right? I mean,
I love that character design, though. I've always loved the character design
like,
of
hey,
Shumagorath.
my 3-year-old kid, why don't you put this puzzle together? It's just kind of strange, right?
Yeah. Does
I
it
think
look
the
like
rumors of that character popping up in the movie have been around for a while. So maybe this image kind of cemented that for a lot of people.
Well, so here's the crazy thing. So in the comics, and I'm talking about in the Conan comics, and I forget the name of the other joints because Conan is in a series with Wolverine and Blade and those guys. I forget the name of that joint. But they're all fighting, and Doctor Strange, they're all fighting against Shuman Gorath, who is using that eye thing as a conduit. He got that power from some other guy, which is the actual being that Doctor Strange is fighting against. So anybody that says that, hey, that may not be the actual guy, I think that may be true. It all depends on how Marvel wants to play it. Do they want to make Shuman Gorath the actual guy, or do they want to make that the other being? Because Shuman Gorath, he's just like, I don't know what you say, like the body embodiment. Like he's the thing that being took the body of just to use a body right now in those books.
Yeah.
So
Well,
just keep that in mind.
Also, we've talked about that whole Midnight Suns run for a while, and you're getting more and more about it. That Midnight Suns run had Doctor Strange, Morbius, Blade. It had all these characters that we're starting to see pop up, and they're starting to talk about Ghost Rider. So, good stuff.
Well,
That's
I will
all we
add to
need.
this. Recently, I think it was either on CBR.com or one of those sites I guess we kind of trust. There was an interview with the gentleman that plays Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, and he said, he quoted that he's nervous about the sequel. So I don't know what that means, but he didn't get too much. He couldn't get too much into it, but he did definitely say he was nervous about it.
Right, because it's probably like a little bit highbrow, right? There's a lot of concepts. So, for instance, the Eternals movie, right? Like, if you're a comic book reader, right, like you're in the community and everything, and they're throwing all these concepts at you, you're fine. But if you're somebody like my wife or my kids, they don't know what in the holy heck you're talking about, man. So that's what's going to happen with the Doctor Strange. They're going to throw the multiverse at it. They're going to throw all these new characters in there, and I think what'll probably happen is after they see the numbers and all the feedback from the Eternals movie, they're going. In fact, I did hear that they are reshooting some scenes for the Doctor Strange sequel, and I think it may be because of the feedback they got. Like, hey, we understand, and all the Easter eggs we dropped over the years, should lead, but people aren't getting it. So let's make it a little bit easier to understand for a lot of the people around the world.
Yeah.
Good point.
Well, I really enjoy that play on that they're going with Doctor Strange. I think it's down a great. But again, I'm one of those guys that loves that type of stuff in the comics already. So I think you're right. It is probably highbrow type, deep continuity stuff that doesn't turn out well in the movies.
Yeah.
All right.
It all comes down to writing. I mean, it seems like this is going to be much more of a thrill ride than Eternals. It sounds like there's just a lot going on. I mean, multiverse of madness. It can't be boring,
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Well, let's see. What's this selling for right now?
Yeah, so 8 5s of this are selling for $750. 7 5s
Really?
are close to
Wow.
500. Yeah, 500. Yeah, I mean,
It's not a long time villain though. He's like a one and done.
No, yeah.
No, you guys remember
Jeez.
though what I was talking about earlier. These, the amount of movement that happens on these books when these big, events or these big, info dumps happen. It's absolutely crazy. It's a fine, very fine number 10, $182.
I got a story about this book. I'm sorry, it might not be all that
No problem.
horribly interesting to anybody, but I found this book at my local comic shop They had a little short box that they got in, and a bunch of them had on the back of them, it had Mile High 2 pedigree on it. Have you guys ever heard of the Mile High 2 pedigree?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, apparently it was a real pedigree for a short period of time, and then CGC yanked it back again because they classified it more as like a warehouse find. That's a whole nother story. We could do a whole show on Mile High 2. What's his name? The guy what's his name? Chuck. Yeah, he wrote like a 15-part blog about how he acquired this Mile High 2 pedigree that involves a guy in prison and the mob, and it's just crazy. But anyways, a good friend of mine, Adam, who some of you guys know, Strange Tales to Collect, Strange Tales to Sell. He's on Whatnot. He's part of our crew a little bit now too, but he is a huge Doctor Strange fan. So I take a picture of a couple of these Doctor Strange books and I text it to him right away. Hey, these are in really good condition. You want these? They're like 40, 50, 60 bucks. He says, I'll pass. So I'm like, well, I'll get them myself. So I get this and then another one in the run. Send them in. I get a 9.4 on this, which I mean, for a book of that age is damn good. And then great story, right? Except I sell it like a year early. I sold it a year ago for like $310 or something. So this pisses me off. Thanks, Ben.
That sounds like everything I do. Oh, hey, I sold that. Oh yeah, a month later, that's when the news comes out.
Yep.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. This next book, another little play on the Disney information. Number 3 this week, Strange Academy 13, the Art Adams variant. People love Art Adams to begin with, so this book is going to be wanted by many collectors. But now we're starting to hear other news about magic, or like I grew up calling her Magique. And
I think you were the only person on the planet that was calling her Magique.
Nope, chat. Let me know if you called her Magique too. Let me know if there's anybody in the chat that called her Magique. I had that like Russian name thing, like how all the like Tikhonov and like that type of thing in my head. So I called her Magique. Now I know there's got to be other people that call her that too. So chat, you let me know. Yeah, look at that.
Okay, yeah, all right. So you being like Dennis, you being like Dennis that's not confirmation.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a mainstream following with magic or Magique variant collectors, but there was a pop-up first appearance. Shout out to Comic Coin. Caught it a week before. Early pages, first appearance of Gaslamp in cameo. Supposed to be on the cover, I believe, of issue number 15. So he says. But what were these selling at, Ben?
This is selling for $30 to $35.
Yeah, this cover sold out quick on the online retailer level.
Do you guys like Art Adams? Because
I love Art Adams. Dude.
I do. I like him. He has his own style, and
I mean, this is basically Power Girl 27 done not as good as Warren Lau did it.
He's got some.
I
really
love Art
good...
Adams. This isn't my favorite Art Adams, but I love Art Adams.
This reminds me of his White Queen covers, right? He does some cool. He has some White Queen covers that look just like this. So,
but yeah, I think Magic in general, any cover she's on, is a win.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, I hope they don't recast her.
I was just gonna say that, Ben.
Completely agree.
The perfect actor.
Anya, what's her name? Anya Taylor-Joy or something like that.
Yeah. The movie was not great, but she crushed that.
She's in a movie you guys got to see. It's not a movie. It's a series. It's about a world champion chess player called Queen's Gambit.
Yep.
It's on Netflix. If you guys get the time, watch that. It's one of the best series I've ever seen on Netflix. She's awesome.
And she's a really good actress. That she was in Peaky Blinders. I remember.
She was in Glass, right?
Yep.
Or not Glass.
No.
But the one right before Glass.
Yeah, she's in that trilogy or whatever.
Yeah, whenever that trilogy was.
Yeah.
You know, but that's the beautiful thing about getting into this multiverse. It seems like it's going to be really convoluted, but it is a way for, just like we're seeing with Spider-Man, it's a way to pluck these great cast, well casted characters from old Netflix series, from old movies that people loved, and bring them back and bring them into continuity. So it's completely possible.
Yeah, this Last Night in Soho looks pretty creepy too. She's in that. And like Hartman said, that she does really well in those 60s era roles. She looks like she's straight from the 60s. So good stuff. Yeah,
Brian, I gotta add this. I can't believe Marvel. I mean, I don't remember offhand, but man, that's some big cleavage right up there on the right. I mean,
that's why he said Power Girl-esque.
Naughty for Marvel. I like it.
So, but this is coming off the also the news that she's supposed. What's going on here? Is this like? Is there any magic news that people are talking about?
Possible Sorcerer Supreme after death of Doctor Strange.
Yes, that's kind of what I'm.
She's
I'm
right now. She's the Sorcerer Supreme of the Dark Dimension now. Yeah. And then so people are hedging their bet that once Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange passes in the comics, she'll become the main Sorcerer Supreme, the Sorcerer Supreme. I mean, she already is, but she's the. So yeah, but all I know is that this cover sold out at Midtown as soon as they dropped. I'd say by the end of the day when they dropped their next week's new releases, and cover A and cover C, I believe it was cover C, were still up. And then once the gas lamp information got out in the guts, those two sold out as well. So it just made this cover give it a little more organic base, so to speak.
I do think that character has a little. I mean, we see first appearances every freaking week, and
right?
So many issues, but if Strange Academy spec has been alive, we haven't been talking about a lot, but those books are still selling. So if that gets made, a character like Gaslamp, who's kind of a Charles Dickens-ish, antagonist, would be perfect to go against to face off against a school kind of thing. So it might not be the worst idea.
No, I think people are really looking forward to the continuation of the Strange Academy story.
I was gonna say, if you're one little last bit, if you're looking for magic keys or anything like that, Magic #1 miniseries, true first appearance. Forget Uncanny X-Men. Go with Magic #1. So undervalued. Undervalued.
There you go. Some cornbread.
All right, on to number 2, Strange Tales 179, the first appearance of Pip the Troll, a book that this Warlock spec has shot off lately, and we're getting closer and closer to, I think, maybe a bigger reveal of cosmic characters, i.e. Silver Surfer. But the cosmic world is starting to shape up pretty well right now, and now everybody's going after the Pip the Troll stuff, as well as Adam Warlock and Arrow stuff. So, of course, this book is starting to see a jump. What are we seeing on sales on this right now in the secondary market?
There was too many to list. Basically, all-time highs at every grade were on this book. Yeah, so pretty much if you have it, you're going to get more than you have ever gotten for it ever. So I mean I get it. I mean, they being in the after credit scene or mid credit scene or whatever it was, I get it, but man, it's still going to be, this is not going to be a major character, right? I mean, no chance.
Who knows, man? People probably thought the same way about Rocket Raccoon, and people could fall in love with this character.
With Arrow Star Fox coming, I mean, I think it could be a decent sized character.
Yeah.
Man, these Marvel characters, I mean, they're going way down the list now, right? I mean, like I mean, these are like C, D character. I mean, I get it. I mean, they've done it. They've done it well. They did it great with Guardians of the Galaxy. But how many times can you keep going to that well? And you see with some of the newer Marvel movies and stuff, it's not. I mean, Eternals was meh. You know, I mean, like
Yeah.
some of the
Well,
even the Spider-Man movies, they're not necessarily Marvel cinemas, but I mean, the movies are not like outstanding. They're not like life-changing movies or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a bit of a lull in some of this. Marvel's not is not bulletproof, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't mind them using Pip just because in the comics he does have a lot of ties with Warlock, and we know Warlock's coming. But am I the only one who's sick of Patton Oswalt voicing shit?
Yes.
It seems like he's in everything, everywhere, voicing everything.
No,
Well, I mean,
I agree.
I forget the name of the guy from Mask, Carey something, Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
Right.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, because the rumors is that he's going to be taking over MODOK.
MODOK.
Any type of
Yeah.
live action. So taking old boy off of MODOK and giving that to Jim Carrey, you got to give him something. And I definitely see him as a freaking troll. So that's a perfect freaking casting right there.
Yeah.
And that I definitely want to freaking see him as that.
I
So
see him as a troll.
He
yeah,
is.
and
He is. Yeah.
people are talking about, well, you better not take away his blood. Well, dude, if they got freaking all types of crazy relationships going on in the freaking movie, and people, they're not taking away that dude's blood.
Yeah, but wasn't Patton Oswalt already in Marvel movies as that android?
Probably. I don't know. I forget which android.
Well, he was.
Not the.
I don't know. He had like he was like an android or something like that.
He was MODOK's voice in the
Right.
cartoon.
He was.
No, like
And-
this was not in the cartoon, like actual live action. Like
Wasn't he
Well,
in
he was
the
in
TV
Shield.
show
He was in
Shield? Yeah.
Agents of Shield. Yeah. And what is
Right.
MODOK's alter ego? Before he became MODOK, the last name. That's what he was playing. He was playing whatever MODOK. I don't know what MODOK was before he was human or what have you, or before he became MODOK. Whatever his last name was, I can't remember it. That's where he was playing. It was like in the 1920s. They went time traveling, and he owned this like bootleg bar. Yeah. So.
Well, this book is seeing some major numbers, and what are they? What are we seeing? Like raws.
Oh, I didn't.
Let me
I didn't
just
even
bring it up. I think
like I
it's
said, I
better
didn't
if we
even.
just
I
bring
didn't.
it
Yeah,
up.
I didn't even write it down because it was when I was going through GPA. It was basically every single sale was higher than the all-time highs. So I didn't even.
Yeah, this book is just flying off the shelves then right now, huh? Yeah, here we go. 66,500 for a 9.2, 800 for a 9.6, 382 for a raw, very fine. Yeah, the book is selling, that's for sure. So sell it if you got it, right? All right.
Yeah.
Before we get on to the number one list or number one book, you guys, I want to remind you all to please throw a like, hit that thumbs up, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. We appreciate you. If you guys want to support this channel, the best way you can do that is by throwing a thumbs up and subscribing if you're not subscribed. I also want to remind everybody to keep an eye on all of our Whatnot accounts, and also especially keep an eye on Big Legs Whatnot account. Coming up, or I believe the 30th, he is going to be doing a special veterans charity sale where a lot of people who you guys know in this community are going to be donating books, time, money to help put on. And also, I think a lot of us are also going to be doing our own little sales to try and help with it. So again, keep an eye on Big Legs Whatnot sale for an amazing comic sale coming up on the 30th.
Awesome.
It's very important, Brian, and just to add to that, me and you have talked. My father's going through some pretty crazy health scares right now, and
sucks,
he
man.
was a 3-tour Navy guy in Vietnam and was exposed to Agent Orange. It's no joke. It doesn't come out when you get home when you're a kid. It comes out when you're older. The guy's never smoked, never drank, never done help work out. I mean, I would bring home friends and they go, "Your dad is 70. He looks like he's 50," and now he's just.
Yep.
So means a lot.
Yep. So again, I believe Sean's dad was a Vietnam vet that passed from Agent Orange. Also, we have a lot of vets that are part of our community. I know Lucas is a former vet, so thank you to all the vets that have done what you've done. We appreciate you. All right, let's get into number one this week on the list. Mighty Avengers number 62, or the Avengers number 62, I should say, not Mighty Avengers, the Avengers number 62. This is a lot of news lately over speculation that we could be seeing M'Baku as the Black Panther at the end of Black Panther 2. I believe there was a new toy or a statue that got released, maybe showing something of that effect. And there's been some rumors coming up and getting a little bit stronger in smell that could happen. Now, I don't know. What do you guys think? Have you guys been looking into this? And if so, is this the book to get?
I've been looking into it.
I've been
Go
avoiding
ahead, Ben.
all. I was just gonna say I've been avoiding all Black Panther rumors because I think a lot of them are based in hatred for Letitia Wright, and not necessarily because they are looking to further, So I think that I just avoid them altogether. But I will say that this M'Baku was one of my absolute favorite characters in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely loved him in that movie. So I think this was undervalued, for a long time.
Yeah, the way the rumors are falling in line, it almost sounds like Black Panther 2 is going to be like similar to No Way Home, the Spider-Man. Like there's so many, like they're like the Black Panther moniker is going to be handed down to multiple characters in that movie.
Yeah.
And then to me, it sounds like Shuri could end up being the one that has it. But I could be completely wrong. I've heard M'Baku. I've heard Eric Killmonger coming back. I've heard, we've all heard.
I've heard
Shuri.
the sun. I've heard there's a sun coming out.
The sun.
Hey,
right,
Jesus Christ.
Right. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
is it going to be called Black Panthers?
Right. They are over halfway, from what I understand at least, they are over halfway through filming. I understand there's a delay. Whatever the reason for that, I think that's been confirmed. It sounds like they might not even pick up filming till the beginning of this next year, which, that sucks and has repercussions. But if you're in the middle of filming, if anyone thinks that there's going to be some sort of giant script change or plot change in the middle of a movie and take a role away from, like, I know that happened back in Back to the Future, after filming 4 weeks, and then they went back and refilmed. But that would be $100 million change. So I don't see that happening. But like you guys are saying, I think having multiple Black Panthers is completely realistic. It might be more than M'Baku and Shuri. I mean, we might see, I don't know. You might see multiple.
To be honest, and maybe I might be the only one on this panel that I would be 100% for just recasting Black Panther. Just recast him. There's nothing that by doing that, there's nothing that's taking away from Chadwick Boseman by doing that. I mean, my gosh, they recast Hulk like 3 times. They recast
Spider-Man.
War Machine, Spider-Man. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Batman's been recast like 14 times. It's if you want the character to continue, recast him. It's not that big of a deal.
I think the multiverse is the way to go there too. You could pull a Killmonger from another reality who became Black Panther. You'd have Michael Jordan. You'd have Black Panther. Let T'Challa rest. You're not disrespecting Chadwick Boseman, and you have a giant A-list star as your star. But
I hope they don't actually don't use Killmonger, because that character was only good based on the storyline that went with him. If you take that away and make him just a straight good guy, it doesn't really it's not really
I don't
the
think
same
he's going to
character.
be a good guy.
Well, right. Well, so I love, man, Ben, you're right on it, right? So put Jordan in there, absolutely, because the way he was able to deliver that very aggressive language would be right in line with the Black Panther that I would want to see, and that would be great to show up against the Submariner, right? I want to see an aggressive Black Panther. I want to see a true king. I don't want to see no little bitch. All right. I want to see somebody who's ready to go to war. I don't want to see a dude who looks good at the club and can do all this, but he can't freaking. And then he can do the karate chops and hoodoo. But when it comes to freaking making people command, and no, that's not. Put Michael B. Jordan in that role. However you got to freaking get him, multiverse, whatever. Put him in that role. Throw him up against the Submariner, and then you'll be freaking good. People will be feeling that. Um, a little key that I do want people, if you haven't seen Eternals yet, the little thing that I do want people to pay attention to is that there are a lot of Black Panther Easter eggs in that. So keep an eye out for that stuff.
And just to remind the chat, if you are interested in what Lucas and Tony and I are saying about Killmonger as Black Panther, possibly the books to get, 21 is not the first appearance. It's a first mention. Okay, the first appearance is Black Panther number 22, and he's full reveal, and he's named Kill Panther in that. First cover appearance is Deadpool number 44. These are both coming out of the 1997-1998 series.
One of the things that I find very interesting is a lot of this rumor. They're talking about the Christopher Priest run, which I put up just a second ago. It's this guerrilla warfare run that came out in issue 33, 34, and 35, I think it is. But the man-ape character that it says here, the version of M'Baku played by Duke is primarily based on the character's depiction in Christopher Priest's critically lauded run of Black Panther comics published in the late 90s to the early 2000s. Priest's M'Baku wanted a Wakanda that was, quote, unsullied by bankrupt Western culture and evils of technology, end quote, and led a group of fanatics called the Cult of the White Gorilla who had made their home in the so-called Forbidden Lands. So, however, Priest called the iteration of M'Baku in a more sympathetic light by elaborating upon the persecution that had led to his villainy. So I think it's very interesting. You might want to keep an eye on some of these issues. Issue 34, from volume 3, 33, 34, the guerrilla warfare run by Christopher Priest.
Nice.
So. All right, not bad, you guys. What are we seeing this selling for? Is it any crazy sales?
Yeah, so these were the graded sales that I saw were both all-time highs. They don't make sense. An 8.0 sold for 700, an 8.5 sold for 600. So those don't really make sense, because why would you spend? But I think the 8.5 sold first, and then the 8 sold second. So it may have just been, hey, I got to get me a copy somewhere close to that. I will pay more for that. So yeah. So that's what that's about what you're going to pay. Probably for a 9.0 copy, you're going to be well over $1,000 for that.
Jesus.
And regardless of what happens in the Black Panther movie, it's a good character to invest in. I mean, Wakanda not going anywhere. If they have the World of Wakanda series, M'Baku's going to get another story arc, at least one, going forward. So,
yeah, good stuff. All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. That is the Comic Book Invest Hot 10 list for a great date. 11, 12, 21. Play those numbers, ladies and gentlemen. You can't beat them. We will see you guys over on Drunken Chat, Son, over on the Mighty Mel V network. And make sure you guys give a sub. I will drop the link to the Sound Guy series Kickstarter in the description. Make sure you guys check it out. And we will see you guys next time. Adios.